Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Michael, and today I'm here in the eastern suburbs of Sydney in a little park called Cooper Park. It's a beautiful spot. It's like a little tropical rainforest almost, and there's lots of creeks and waterfalls through here. And today I'm going to talk to you about the 27mm XF Fujifilm lens. So I can hear you saying to yourself, Michael's got a whole lot of lenses from Fujifilm, a lot of really good lenses, a lot of, professional lenses. Why on earth would he be picking out the cheapest lens in the Fujifilm range to talk to you about? What's the deal with that? Okay, well, this lens is like most pancake lenses from most manufacturers, offers particularly good image quality, and on top of that it's also stellar compact, and it's so small and easy to pack in your bag. Why wouldn't you? And at the moment it's super cheap. I've seen this lens for sale for I think recently I worked it out, I could get one off eBay with the eBay discount and a rebate from Fujifilm, and it was like $120 or something Australian, which is like probably like $90 or dollars American or something. It's just ridiculously cheap. It's like they're giving them away, and for that price, I'd have to say if you didn't get one, you'd be mad. Even if you got one for $200, it's still fantastic value. It's a lens that you will use. I use it a fair bit, especially when I'm on holidays. Why? Because I throw it on a Fujifilm camera and I've got a nice compact system there with very high image quality. It's as simple as that, and it's going to be faster than most your standard zooms also. I used to play in this park when I was a kid, and now it's sort of being groomed, I guess you could say. I don't know how they've done it. They've turned it into like a tropical paradise wonderland, and it's just absolutely gorgeous here. I mean, look at this place. It's just off the tap pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. There's ferns and little waterfalls and these mossy bridges. Beautiful stairs here behind me. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Glad I came here today. Okay, the 27mm lens from Fujifilm, it doesn't have the aperture dial like a lot of Fujifilm cameras, probably because it's so short that it'd be hard to fit one in, but that's okay. I find it pretty easy to use a control dial on my camera. So just here I've got a nice little waterfall off this bridge here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just rest the camera here on the edge like you can see, and what I'm going to do is try and do a time exposure, try and get a little bit of movement, or the creamed out effect with the waterfall and the water running down here. So here we go. I've got it on timer, 2-second timer. Alright, so that's the waterfall. I'm going to try and get a shot of these stairs here next to me. Absolutely gorgeous stairs here. Beautiful leading lines going up to There's a street up the top there somewhere. This is all in the middle of residential area, believe it or not. But we'll just try and get a shot here. It's got a design of it that has a very small front element, and it opens up at the rear of the lens. So if you look at the rear of this lens, it's got quite a large element on the rear which projects the light onto the sensor, of course. So that's a bit of a different optical design, and I think that's pretty standard for pancake style lenses, and probably why they are restricted in their maximum aperture. So yeah, it's not a low light beast, but you know, even in here it's pretty dark and shady in this little park here, but still managing to get, you know, photos with ISO of say around 1000, maybe a bit less. And of course, you know, shooting at 2.8, you're not going to restrict yourself on having such a shallow depth of field, which you may not want, you know, doing general sort of photography like this. You really want to be able to capture more of your scene in focus than just a very shallow depth of field, which isn't always a good thing. The 40mm, it's not bad. It's quite a handy focal length. I find it really good for general photography, like say I was walking around the city, wanted to pack a lens, I would pack this one without any hesitation, because I find it a really good focal length to get in enough, but not so that you're sort of getting in too much and you're sort of losing the impact of your subject. Of course, at f2.8 there is the opportunity, even though it's 27mm, which is you know, probably pretty wide if you were doing full frame photography, there is the opportunity to actually get a little bit of subject isolation going. If you shoot wide open, you can actually get your subject isolated, and of course if you're close enough, that makes a big impact on subject isolation, as always with any lens. So I can show you that. Maybe I'll try and do a selfie. Okay. Don't know how that worked. Yeah, it's a little bit too narrow, the field of view there for selfies, but you can sort of do something. Okay, so let's sum up this little pancake lens from Fujifilm. Would I recommend it? Hell yeah, I would recommend this to everybody who's got a Fujifilm camera. In fact, I'm pretty strong about this lens. I would say this should be like the first lens you buy after you buy your Fujifilm camera. It's going to give you spectacular results. It's not far off a 50mm field of view, which is similar to your eyesight. It's a little bit wider, so it enables you to capture just that little bit more. And the 2.8 aperture, well, that's just how it goes with the pancake lens, unfortunately. But as I've shown, you can get a shallow depth of field depending on your subject, how close it is to you, and how big it is, of course. But apart from that, this is a great walk-around lens. If you want to take it on holiday or, you know, into the city, you're going to get some great results. This lens isn't weather sealed, so you might want to keep that in mind when you're out and about. If it starts raining or drizzling, you wouldn't want to be getting this lens wet. The front lens has a filter diameter of 39mm, which is another non-standard one from Fuji. It's going to annoy you. And it's got a little cap which goes on the front, which you'll probably lose soon after you get it, because it's just a fiddly little cap, which is a real pain in your butt. But apart from that, it's a great lens, and for the price, you really just have to get one.